Welcome everyone to Tapped In 49ers. Used to be Tapped In Sports, basically same thing. Your host, Leo Luna, just under the same umbrella, 49ersgoldmine.com. If you haven't been there yet, make sure you check it out. That's where you can see some of my self in writing, as well as great talent across the board. Something I wanted to go over really quick before I get into this Teddy versus Jimmy debate. uh, 71.5 of my viewers here are not yet subscribers. Uh, it costs you $0 to go ahead and subscribe, but you're supporting the platform. Supporting the platform, it allows myself as well as Javi Vega and Matt Barr to put on some great talent on our website and reward that great talent that's on the website. So if you like what you hear, go ahead and hit subscribe. I definitely would appreciate that 100%. So let's get into it. Teddy versus Jimmy. I'm going to go ahead and start out by looking at the numbers. I'm going to go into 2020 for Teddy Bridgewater, since that was basically the bulk of his work, to 2019 of Jimmy, since Jimmy faced injuries and only started 6 games in 2020. I didn't feel like that was very logical to compare and contrast between the two players. So with Teddy Bridgewater in 2020, 69.1 completion percentage, that's on par. Same exact percentage for Jimmy in 2019. Yards is a bit lower at 3,733, while Jimmy's at 3,978. Touchdowns, severe difference. Teddy Bridgewater only had 15 and Garoppolo had 27. Interceptions, Bridgewater's at 11 while Garoppolo's at 13. Pass rating is off by 100 in favor of Garoppolo. So, by the numbers, Garoppolo is severely better than Teddy Bridgewater, especially in the touchdown to INT ratio. Teddy is not an upgrade by any fashion. I don't really understand why they won't deflect publicly about calling Carolina about Teddy Bridgewater. You could tell Jimmy behind closed doors saying, hey, this is not about replacing you at all. As of right now, you are our guy. I say as of right now because the draft hasn't happened yet. You don't know who's going to fall. Does Houston pick up the phone for Deshaun Watson? That remains to be seen. But as of right now, you are our guy. And just ignore that Teddy Bridgewater rumors. That has nothing to do with replacing you as the starting quarterback. Yeah, you could say that behind closed doors, but I feel like you got to make that public because you don't want to show the wrong message to certain players on the team, to potential free agents, or even to your fan base that you're looking for some type of interest with Teddy Bridgewater, because no in hell he's an upgrade. Uh, and he seems like he's someone that's really, really wanted to start in this league. So sure, he could be a bridge gap guy, and he's not going to be. I want to make it clear, he's not going to be Jimmy Garoppolo's backup quarterback. That's not why they're calling. Uh, in, to have Teddy Bridgewater's contract from Carolina is going to be $17.9 million. I know you can mess around with over the cap or Spuck track, whatever it may be, and it shows that Carolina would free up 12.9 by moving Teddy. But the thing is that 12.9 isn't directly mean the 49ers are only picking up 12.9, because Carolina is only married to $5 million of that contract in a trade. Not 10, only 5, meaning the 49ers pick up 17.9. Okay, so if you have 17.9 for Teddy and 26.4 for Jimmy, that means you're paying somewhere around the 40, 45 range for these two quarterbacks. That's not going to happen, especially in a COVID cap season. And if you pick up Jimmy or excuse me, pick up Teddy, get rid of Jimmy, ship him out of town for Teddy Bridgewater, based on the salaries, it's only a $5.7 million difference that the 49ers would save in that transaction. I am not getting rid of Jimmy for Teddy Bridgewater for $5.7 million. You could excuse me with that. I'm not doing it. And I'm someone that's saying, yeah, they do need an upgrade at quarterback. I would like to see more of a downfield game from someone else because Jimmy over 2019, 2020 hasn't really shown that. But that's not Teddy. Teddy's not a downfield thrower. He's a check down guy. I believe his intended air yards is actually less than Jimmy's. At least it was in those 5 starts that he had in 2019 compared to Jimmy. Um, I would rather roll with a. You might scratch your head a little bit and just hate hearing it, but instead of Teddy, I would rather go with a Andy Dalton or a Tyrod Taylor. That's going to be what 10 million max maybe for Andy Dalton. Tyrod's certainly under $10 million, opposed to paying Teddy 17.9. So that's why I'm going to roll with Jimmy on this, and whether what they told him behind closed doors is different. I just feel like this team needs to make that public. And I've heard a couple opinions saying, "Oh, well, maybe they called Carolina to see what Teddy's trade market could look like so that the 49ers know what to ask for Jimmy." I don't necessarily agree with that because Teddy's Bridgewater's trade market is not going to be close to Jimmy's. Jimmy is clearly the better quarterback, and you're going to take Jimmy's contract of that 5.7 difference over Teddy Bridgewater. I would assume every team that needs a quarterback is going to do that, especially the New England Patriots, for example. Not because Jimmy has been there before. It's would with a team like the Patriots, they have the cap space to where they're going to just eat up that 5.7 like it's nothing, because technically it is when you're talking about the quarterback position. So that's kind of, you can make that opinion, I believe, if you're talking about a Carson Wentz, someone who's flashed before and then had a down year. I believe you can make that opinion saying that's why the 49ers called the Eagles, was to see where Wentz's market was and how to compare that to Jimmy. You're not calling Carolina to compare Jimmy's market to Teddy. You're not. And I think it's inexcusable to call Carolina. The 49ers, don't make the mistake. It doesn't make sense. You don't need Bridgewater. That 5.7 means more to Jimmy than it does to your cap space. And I don't think the 49ers will make the move. I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. So let's not freak out about the Teddy Bridgewater noise. No way in hell Kyle Shanahan is going to pay that man $17.9 million and get off Jimmy, despite however he feels about Jimmy. He's smart. The guy's an offensive genius. Well, I hope to not bore you too much with the repetitive quarterback talk. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the season, or off season, that is, before the draft. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Catch you soon.